You're now watching a clip from the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Let's go, baby. It's FSU week. It's the MarcWes Sports Podcast, baby. I'm Marcus Benjamin. He's Wesley Pierre. And you already know what it is. It's Beat the Cinnamon Rolls week, baby. Let's beat the cinnamon rolls. You know what I'm saying? You already know. So, this is one of the greatest rivalries in college football. More importantly, this is a big game for the Miami Hurricanes. This is a game where they really got to show who they are, what they are. And it's the perfect opportunity. It's the perfect stage for TVD to go in there and start like he's been starting these last few games and put it in the air and put it downfield. That's what needs to happen in this game. I think Miami has a great chance to win the rest of their games, and because it's not really that challenging as far as the schedule is concerned. All the tough games really happened already. We already played North Carolina. We already played, of course, Alabama, Michigan State. The rest of these games are winnable games for Manny Diaz and his staff and the rest of the Miami Hurricanes. It's just what would a big win do for this program? It's going to do a lot for recruiting. So I think this is a big game for recruiting because right now Miami is nowhere near the top 25 in this 2022 class. And I heard they're going to rely a lot on transfers. I mean, if they are going to get some transfers, then they got to win this game. And I think they got to win convincingly as well. So, but this is one of the best weeks of the year. It's the best game for me to even watch out of all games, just because Florida State they're a rival, but they're not as a hated rival as some other teams for me. Like I really hate
the Gators.
The Gators, I really hate Notre Dame.
Yep.
I actually want Miami to just destroy those teams more than Florida State. Florida State, to me, is like the little brother. You know what I'm saying? They're like little brother. You want to beat little brother all the time, but it's not like dude next door. You know what I'm saying? Dude next door, you really want to destroy. And I always got to give Florida State props for playing us every year. They're not scared like those Florida Gator haters.
Definitely.
So you already know what it is. So what's your thoughts on the game today?
My thoughts is it's a must-win game. Of course, we're Miami Hurricanes fans, and over here, everyone basically that's not in Miami hates Miami. For whatever reason. Even when we're actually losing. Right now, I think it's a must-win. It's a rivalry game. I know you say we may have to win convincingly, but I don't think so because it's a rivalry game. And, these individuals been playing each other since, Pop Warner, and they know habits. They know what works and what doesn't work with a particular individual. So for me, I think that we should just go ahead and win this game. I don't care if it's a field goal. Normally it's a field goal. History says that. I think this win is a win for Manny Diaz, period. Like you said, the rest of the games seem like, games that we should win, and, the consistency is starting to happen with the O-line, giving TVD some time. You got Mallory that came back. And he said that he's going to come back for another year, which is another plus. Why? Why would you say that for a ship that's sinking? He right now it's not the Titanic. For me, it seemed like another season, night and day. The first half or the first quarter, we weren't doing so good, and Right now, we're on I think a 3-4 game winning streak. We beat ranked teams, so it shows that Manny Diaz was like, "Yo, my job is on the line. The activities director is not supporting me." He done came out and said when a reporter asked him, about Manny Diaz's future, he was not as supportive, and Manny Diaz went on 560 and has something to say about that. And I would say something about that as well, because, the activities director is not great. All of our programs in Miami aren't doing so well, baseball, basketball. And even though we're a football school, we're not coming up to par. So for Manny Diaz is going to speak volumes because the football team is basically the whole program, athletic program. So again, like you said, it'll do great for recruits. We had some individuals that decommitted. You had D. Wiggins and Mark Pope that hit the transfer portal, which is great. Like I said last time, and like I said the last few times we had the podcast, look, these super seniors, it was a blessing in disguise you guys got injured. I'm sorry. I'm happy that I want you guys to succeed in life, but I'm like Marcus. Marcus want individuals to actually take the vaccine if you're on a team because he want you to sacrifice that. So for you guys, I'm looking at it the same way. I want my team to win. I'm like, Marcus, forget all that. I don't care about your no favoritisms. I don't care you're a super senior. I don't care you came back because you wanted to be loyal to Miami. But if you're going to come back and be loyal to Miami, you need to come with that fire. And y'all's not giving us that fire. I seen your interview on Mark Pope. You wind up blaming everybody in Miami. But yourself, you kind of, in the end of the interview, you was like, yeah, sometime it was me. But look, at the end of the day, yeah, you had 3 different coordinators since you was here. Yeah, you're a senior and you was a 5-star player. But look, catch the ball is all I know. You don't need to know the route. But if the ball hit your helmet, if the ball hit your chest, if the ball hit your hands, if the ball hit any position in your vicinity, you need to catch the ball. So for me, I'm happy that you guys left. For me, Manny Diaz is like, yo, if I'm going to sink with this ship, I'm going to sink with the individuals that I recruited, not Mark Richt. And you see what it is on the field. It's kind of like when you have the O-line, it's kind of like speaking on the Miami Dolphins. O-line suck, but when another quarterback come in, it's just like now y'all giving that quarterback time in the pocket, but what you was doing the whole season. So that's how I see it with TVD. I don't know if they had a problem with our quarterback that wound up getting injured. De'Aaron King. I think that there are some things that he couldn't do because he was short. There's some things that he couldn't do because, to be honest, he wasn't a quarterback his whole life. And when you're somebody that's known for speed and getting out of certain situations and they change your position to be a quarterback, these things that TVD have, you may not have, even though we may not see these things because your legs hide those things. So for me, I'm looking at it like Cameron Harris, you're gone. De'Aaron King, you're gone. D. Wiggins, Mark Pope, you're gone. So these young guys are great. These young guys that we've seen, you have James Williams that's balling, safety, 5-star. You got Leonard, and on the D line, that wasn't looking so great in the first half of the season, but he's looking like he's being that 5-star player that we thought he was, and he's a rookie going against seniors on the opposing team. You have individuals that stepping up, and they're rookies, they're freshmen. So for me and the recruiting on going on what you were saying, the recruiting can succeed if Miami and Manny Diaz pull off this game and pull off the rest of the games for the season. Why? Because we have a lot of individuals that hit the transfer portal. And of course, why not start more rookies? These rookies showing us what it is. And going on what you're saying before, we're going to hit the transfer portal. We'll have some seniors, some super seniors come over here, and everybody that's a super senior that comes over here, they do great. So I think this game is a must-have, and I think that we're going to go ahead and do what we should be doing in Miami. Win the
Yeah,
game.
definitely. We're supposed to be winning this game according to Vegas. We're favored by -2.5 points, which means we favored by a field goal. So it looks like it might be a field goal game. So we'll see what they do. And Van Dyke, I just do want to say, is really playing well as a Miami quarterback should be playing. Once upon a time, Miami was actually considered quarterback U. He's got 15 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions, which is, something. It's a breath of fresh air. I mean, I'm not going to put him in the category of a Gino Torretta who won the Heisman back in '92. I'm not going to put him in the category
Not yet.
of even a Craig Erickson who won championship as quarterback in '89, or Vinny Testaverde, or Jim Kelly, or Bernie Kosar, or even a Ken Dorsey. I'm not going to put him in any of those categories yet. But if he keeps trending in this direction, then he could be one of those great quarterbacks, because he's got the poise, he's got the moxie, he's got the, he makes great decisions. He doesn't make a lot of bad decisions, and he pushes the ball down the field, which is something that we haven't seen in a very long time. So I'm happy to just see that type of quarterback play. And I do want to see how he performs over there at Doak Campbell Stadium, it's going to be loud. We're going to hear that annoying ass chant all game. And, they are going to make plays because they're going to be going off of adrenaline, especially in that first half. They're going to feel the energy of the crowd, and that adrenaline is going to cause them to make plays. So don't be surprised if there's a turnover that goes the Florida State's way, or, that they make some big plays here and there. But if they can weather the storm and just do what they do, and that connection between Van Dyke and Rambo keep working, which Rambo, I do want to say, is having one of the best seasons as a receiver at the University of Miami, which, is a lot in itself. I mean, how many great receivers have come through the University of Miami? There's been plenty of great ones, Hall of Famers. Reggie Wayne is probably the next Hall of Famer to come out of the U that will be enshrined, likely, maybe next year or the year after that, or Andre Johnson could be the next one as well. We also have Santana Moss, and Michael Irvin. The list goes on and on. So if Rambo is having a season like one of those guys, then I will say Manny and his staff, they know what they're doing when it comes to the transfer portal, because that's where he came from. So I expect that to continue, especially with receivers. Last year we had, or the year before, we had KJ Osborne,
He's in the league now.
in the league now, and he was from the transfer portal. The transfer portal to me is a game changer. It's basically like free agency in the NFL now. It's basically where player can decide to not play for a school or a team and try his luck with whatever team wants to pick him up, or change his squads to better their NFL draft stock. And that's what definitely Rambo did. Rambo was balling at Oklahoma, and then he wasn't getting played last year and came over here, and now his draft stock is going to be up there. I expect him to be a second, maybe third round. Who knows how he finishes off the season? Maybe even a first round pick. Who knows? Mm-hmm. So that's definitely one of the pluses of the season, the emergence of Van Dyke and then Rambo. But all their success really doesn't matter if they don't show up in this game, because it's all about FSU. You know what I'm saying? They have to have that chemistry that they've been having these past couple of games, or someone else needs to step up. And I think that will happen. I feel like this is a game that Restrepo, comes out and makes some big plays. And as long as Jalen Knighton takes care of the football when he doesn't fumble and he doesn't get injured, then he's going to be a factor as well because he's got that speed. And he, like I mentioned before, was committed to Florida State and decided to come to the U. They, I think this was in the midst of Haggard getting fired over there at Florida State. So he jumped ship like a lot of other players did from Florida State. Florida State's got a pretty good class right now. I don't know how they're doing it, to be honest. They got one of the best players in the nation, and Travis Hunter, 5-star committed to Florida State. There's going to be a lot of recruits at this game, including Wesley Passant from Miami Central. I talked to him, and he said that the outcome of the game really is not going to determine his decision, and he's looking to make a decision pretty soon. He did say both teams are in the running, and
what position he plays?
He plays linebacker. He plays linebacker. Which we need. And he's fast. He can play on the edge. He can play. I think he can play in the middle as well. And I would think we would need him to, stay at the crib. And if we come out there and dominate, then, I think, even though he didn't say it, he's been groomed very well by, people talking in his ear. But I think it's a factor, because if I'm a recruit and I go to a place and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to decide between these two schools and one of those schools gets destroyed by the other, then I think my decision is going to sway towards the team that blew out that other team.
Exactly.
That's just me. So that's something to look for in the next upcoming weeks, because he is looking to make a decision. But as far as the game's concerned, like I said, it's one of the best games to watch, even if you're not a fan of either team, because of the intensity. Wes talking about these players playing with each other since a lot of them Miami Gardens Ravens or Carroll City Chiefs, those youth teams, a lot of the Hurricanes, all of those. These teams are really, by the way, the Ravens are like ranked, Ravens, which is a youth team here in South Florida, ranked, I think, either number 1 or number 2 in the nation, something like that. So we grooming them, we breeding them down here. You already know.
It's a factory.
And then a lot of those players will be playing against each other today. So as far as the game is concerned, I will give a final score right now. I would say it's going to be, I'm going to say 27-19. Hurricanes find a way to win this game in Doak Campbell Stadium. And the other factor is that Florida State is on a bowl winning streak. So at the end of the year, you win 5 or 6 games, you're selected to go to a bowl. Florida State has the longest streak. I think it's a record in college football, but it's a current streak to go to a bowl. So if they lose this game, likely they're not going to a bowl. There's still a slight chance they still may be selected. If they lose this one and another one, they definitely not going to a bowl. But that's just another factor. And this would be the 6th win for us, which does make us officially bowl eligible. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't win the last 2 games. Duke and Virginia Tech haven't been looking very good this season. Those are their last 2 games of the season. And then there's still an outside chance of us making to the ACC championship game. Who knows? Because we only have 2 losses in the ACC, and there still could be a chance that they make it to the ACC championship game. So a lot on the line here in FSU, but I take the Hurricanes by 8.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to take the Hurricanes all day. I don't mind being wrong. I'm not going to go for the Florida Indians. But again, I think we're going to start fast. Our offense been looking real good the last few games, and if it was not for a few fumbles, not from the quarterback, from key players, from tight ends to running backs, we had a lot of individuals that was actually dropping the ball, So for me, I think if we can hold on to the ball, like you said, McKnight, hold on to that ball, TVD, continue doing what you're doing. Of course, it's Florida State. So you're not going against some scrubs, even though their record may say they are. You gotta think that you're going against someone that's fast on the D line. Linebackers are smart. They're probably young, just like us. So look at them like you're going against James Williams, like you're going against the individuals that you see every day in practice, because that's where they come from. You want to make sure that you win this game. And I seen the interview. You said this is one of the reasons why you came over here. You love the rivalry. You got it right here on the plate. So for me, it's going to be the Canes. I think the Canes going to win this game 28-17. I really don't think that Florida State can keep up with the offense if the offense does what they need to do. Now, again, if that O-line look like the first half of the season, then it's going to be a long day for the Canes. I don't care how long it is, as long as we win. So I don't mind if my score is wrong. Just get the W. So I got the Canes winning 28-17.
Just so you know, mathematically, still in it for the Coastal Division. Virginia has to lose one game, basically, and Pittsburgh has to lose one game. And then we win the rest of our games, win the ACC championship. It's really that simple. And then Virginia and Pittsburgh play each other next week. So one of them got to lose. And then next week we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. Who knows? That would be the last week of the season. So it's definitely in the sights, and it's crazy to even think, because I know we were very down about the Hurricanes at one point,
loyalty.
Yeah, we were very down about what they would do for the rest of the season, especially after that fourth loss against North Carolina. We were like, man, fire Diaz. We were saying all of that, but hey, Michigan State, top 10 team. Alabama, obviously, still a very good team. So, and then a couple of missed field goal against Virginia. He makes that field goal that hits the upright. That's a win. And then North Carolina, if he doesn't have a deflected ball at the end, I think we were going to score on that drive. And the ball is just deflected up in the air, and it's an interception. And that's the only reason why we lose that game. And that's when Van Dyke really showed you something. And that's when you really saw something from Van Dyke. So, hey, we're just a couple of plays away from really just winning the Coastal already. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, but let's go Canes. Let's just show that, Florida State is still, little brother out there. And, let's have a good day today.
Definitely. So this gonna conclude this section on the MarcWes Sports Podcast.